Hello there, it's Jazzy. First of all, thank you so much for 1K, 1,000 subscribers. I could literally crowd surf on y'all.
Watch this.
Anyways, sorry for that interruption. I will have to think of something to celebrate this accomplishment. I know there's people who draw their subs OCs, and I might actually do that, because I'm not original and can't think of anything else. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. For this video, however, I'm drawing myself in different universes, or in other words, this is an art style challenge. I really wanted to push myself to draw in a style that I'm not used to and get a grasp on how to conform my art. Trying to copy an art style is more difficult than it sounds. This was a journey. The reason I chose to draw myself for this challenge and not an OC is because I want to enjoy seeing myself more. I've always hated having to draw myself for any art projects because I never liked my reflection. I've been self-conscious about my looks for a long time now, but I have to say having to draw myself over and over for this channel has caused me to grow some sort of likeness towards my face, and I'm really happy about that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Follow me! Ojamajo Doremi is the cutest show of all time. I'm not taking any responses to that. That's my final answer, and I'm standing on this hill till the day I die. If you don't know what Ojamajo Doremi is, I got introduced to it on a channel called 4Kids. So I'm sorry if what I'm about to explain is wrong to the actual canon of the show. I know this channel would butcher many shows' plots for American audiences. So from my perspective, there's a girl named Dory that goes into a spooky store and screams that the owner is a witch. By doing so, the lady turns into a blob creature thing because she was actually a witch, and I guess if they get found out, they turn into a blob. Now Dory has to turn the witch back to normal by becoming a witch herself to reverse the spell. In the 4Kids version, that never happens because Dory and her friends get caught being witchlings and go back to their daily lives. But turns out in the canon, more members join the team of witchlings, and the blob does eventually turn back into her human self. Well, into her witch self, I guess. I believe that's the case. My sister would be able to explain this better. She can remember every single episode, even though she hasn't watched the show in years. Her memory is insane. She also collected a lot of the toys, like the Wandlers, the dolls, the costumes. She actually watched the original version on YouTube. I watched it with her time to time, so that's why I know some of the real lore. I mostly loved watching the transformations and openings because they are all bangers. I personally think this show has the most iconic transformation sequences. They're snappy, fun, and innovative. There's a transformation where their outfits literally flip inside out to create a new outfit. It's so cool. Sadly, you can't watch this show on any streaming services, only on pirating websites. With the drawing, I chose an outfit that looked the easiest to draw for me. I'm happy that we got some new content for this show recently, and it's the characters all grown up. They're adults now. It didn't just make me cry from feeling old and nostalgic, but also gave me some good references. A struggle I had with this drawing was the color. I really wanted to be blue because that's my favorite color. Unfortunately, there's already a blue character, which she was my favorite as a kid.
I wonder why.
But I decided to go for a more teal blue instead to make it look distinct. I didn't want to draw myself cosplaying Mirabelle, or Aiko is her actual name. I want to look like an actual character that could be in the show, and I think I ate. Now with the background, I was trying to reference the show's eye catches, like what would play before and after commercial breaks. It's not one-to-one, but it gets the job done. I'm not gonna lie, drawing this surprised me because I've never been that good at adapting to art styles. Like I get close, but never there, you know? I generally think that I just need to stop overthinking it and find the main roots of the style and just hone in on it. But I also have a very anime influenced art style, so I'm not too surprised that I got used to this one. I present you me as a witchling.
So it ain't me, Goo. Is that you? Have you
Now, who wouldn't want to be a Vocaloid? They look so fudging cool, bro. If you don't know what a Vocaloid is or what they are, they're digital singers that have really cool, distinct voices by using voice synthesizers, or is that just another way to say autotune? Does that mean T-Pain can be a Vocaloid? Now, I know there are all sorts of artwork of Vocaloids, but I chose the iconic picture I grew up seeing of Miku Asuni. Now, I have to say, with this art style, it was difficult to copy, especially when it came to the rendering aspect of it, so I'm not that proud of it. It looks quite muddy, in my opinion. With the hair aspects of the design, it was a struggle. I had to figure out how to draw my hair type in this style. There aren't many references of Vocaloids with curly hair, except Teto's, so I just heavily referenced her hairstyle. With the outfit, I literally just combined Len's and Miku's outfit. Dressing wise, this looks a lot more like me. With the Doremi design, it felt so weird drawing myself in a dress. Like, I do wear them time to time, it just felt off drawing that, but there weren't any pants options for the transformation outfit, so I had to deal with it. I'm happy I got shorts in my Vocaloid Sona though. Yeah, I look pretty cool, I think. Yeah. I wanted to be blue again, of course, and unfortunately there are already blue Vocaloids, but I don't care. I do what I want. I decided to add a chain since I wear them sometimes and it brings in more detail. I like how I designed the headset to look like a music note. Can you tell I'm trying to design a musician? I forgot the singers have numbers on them. Don't get mad at me. Okay, I don't know the full lore of Vocaloids. I'm sorry. I gave myself the number -7 because I think it's stupid. I love the number -7. It reminds me of Dashi's old video on how to not share gum. And there were numbered steps, right? But it just randomly cut to a -6 step. And I don't know why that's so embedded in my brain. That was like one of the first YouTube videos I ever watched. I feel so old. Now going back to Vocaloids. I loved listening to Rolling Girl in middle school. The music video is gorgeous. I have to admit, I listened to a lot of Vocaloid songs growing up. New songs like Bird Brain and Spoken For got me to look back on all the songs I used to listen to. I wonder what made me stop because they all, well, most of all of them sound amazing. I didn't do much with the background because Miku was just in a blank void like Squidward. At least I did the good old-fashioned sized up and lowered opacity in the corner background. Yippee! Here is me as a Vocaloid. What do you think my voice would sound like? I propose to make my voice sound like T-Pain. I was obsessed with Littlest Pet Shops. Everything I got for my birthday growing up was LPS. I had thousands of them. I didn't even care if I got the same ones over and over again. I just loved them all. But because I moved a lot growing up and I went through a I'm too old for these phase, most of my collection is gone. But at least I still have my Wii game and I finally got the giraffe I've been dying to have for over a decade now. I found some art of LPS online and decided to copy this art style. Now, I do not draw animals, nor do I color in a lineless style. Well, there's some lines here and there, so I'm not that hopeless. I decided to use the special pen for this drawing, specifically using the lasso fill setting to black out the overall shapes. I have to admit this process is really satisfying to do. It makes you see the silhouette head on, so it fleshes out the drawing pretty quickly. I wouldn't mind trying out this method again in the future. I chose to use a cow for my LPS Sona because it's my second favorite LPS design. My favorite one is actually the monkey. She is such a cutie patootie, but I don't think she gives off a me vibe and it just feels weird drawing myself as a monkey, if you know what I mean. This was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. This challenge took so long just because I was scared to start any of the drawings. Being unsure about not getting the style down was prolonging everything. I would just have the reference sitting there and just stare at my blank canvas for God knows how long. It was very draining. Just start, man. If it turns out like crap, then just deal with it. And I did. Well, didn't. Is better words because I think I devoured this art style. I would love to have this mini-me LPS in my presence. In other words, on my shelf full of other random crap. If you are an LPS customizer, plug yourself in the comments because I want my LPS mini-me to come to life. For the background, I got inspired by Frog and Bunny's video of turning their LPS into characters. If you haven't watched it, why are you here? Get out! Look at their cool art, please, and subscribe to them, or else. Okay, now that you're back from their video, I bet you noticed from their backgrounds, they replicated the packaging design that you would see for LPS merchandise. So I want to take a jab at it. I even added a special edition sticker to make myself feel special. I also gave my Sona a little hoodie to make the design look more unique. And also, I just don't want to be naked. I think that's kind of weird. Here is my LPS Sona. I'm so proud of it. It looks so cute. For my final style, I wanted to choose a very unique and iconic look, a style that takes people's breath away just from one glance at it. It's honestly insane that I got even close to coming to its beauty. I'm so proud of myself. This was very difficult to get done, but it was so worth it. So without further ado, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. I apologize. I'm playing. I'll be serious now. Here is my okay. I'm actually sorry this time. Please don't leave. Don't leave me. It's a prank. Come back. Come back. Please come back. With all seriousness, I chose The Secret of Kells, or you can say Cartoon Saloon style. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Cartoon Saloon is an animation studio based in Ireland, and their debut film was The Secret of Kells. How I got introduced to this film was pretty unique. I never saw it on TV. I don't know anybody who saw it in theaters. I didn't really grow up telling people about the movie because I don't think I would find anybody who even knew about it. So during a family function, there was a guy who would come in all the time. He came in with his book full of bootleg movies, and that's how I got a hold of this film, and I became obsessed with it. I have fondness, but also fear when it comes to this movie because it was fun, but it's also dark and grim. It was nothing like I saw before as a child, and it's undeniably gorgeous. Hot take, maybe, but I still believe The Secret of Kells is Cartoon Saloon's most beautiful film. Nothing can top it. The shape language and the detail is insane. If you still haven't watched it, leave me. Go watch it. No! What are you doing, bro? Like, seriously, leave. Drawing myself in this style was not fun. I hate how this one turned out. I'm so sorry that this is the final one and it's the one I hate. It looks more like a Kim Possible art style. Not that I'm hating on that style, it's just not what I was going for exactly. I also went through the same problem as I did with the Vocaloid drawing, trying to figure out how to draw my hair. I really couldn't find any references of curly hair in this style. I just had to freeball it. Overall, it's not my style at all. So that's all what matters to me. That was the goal of this anyway. If somebody that knew me or knew my art saw this, they would not recognize it or tie it back to me at all. And I'm really happy about that. I want to try new things to evolve my art style more. And it did make me want to add certain aspects I learned from this process into my personal style. So at least this challenge wasn't all that disheartening. Here is me in my almost Cartoon Saloon art style. I wouldn't mind trying this again at some point to try to really make it look like it, because yeah, I still don't think I really got it with this one. So these are me's in different universes. They actually look pretty good. I'm gonna flex a little bit. I wouldn't mind doing this again at all. It was actually pretty fun. I would recommend other artists to do this to see how other creatives do their art process, to get some new art knowledge in your noggin. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you liked the video, and if you didn't, let me know what you wanna watch on this channel. Give me what you want. out. Also, thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. Like I said before, I might draw you guys as OCs, so be on the lookout for a post asking for me to see y'all's characters. I might post it on here on YouTube. I also might do it on my other social media accounts, so be on the lookout on my Instagram and TikTok. Well, that's all from me, so see you next time. Bye bye.